Hello student, welcome to the class. Today I will be discussing about natural resources and that is your chapter number 15. Chapter number 15 and the name of the chapter is natural resources. Natural resources. Resources means what? The materials or stuff which we get naturally, that is said to be as natural resources. So natural resources are the things nature gives us. So the things which we get from the nature, that is material or any stuffs, okay. So that has been said as a natural resources. Naturally we get, example, air, then water, soil, sunlight, all these things are natural resources. Plants, animals, all these are natural resources because we are getting in nature, okay. So naturally we are getting all these things. So plant is not a man-made resource, okay. Plant is not a man-made, stuff, okay, man-made material. Animal is not a man-made, okay. So it is a natural, okay. So natural process. Air, can you make a air? No, it is impossible to make a air, okay. So it is a, we are getting in nature itself, okay. So that is said to be as natural resources. They are classified into renewable and non-renewable. Natural resources are classified into renewable and non-renewable on the basis of whether they can be renewed or replenished by natural process. Okay, so renewable and non-resources are classified into two categories, that is renewable and non-renewable on the basis of where the things can be renewed or replenished, that is repeatedly. Renewed means repeatedly we are getting, okay, renewed, okay, and non-renewable means we cannot get once. If it, once we use the resources, after that will it is impossible to get that product, okay, that is non-renewable. Automatically it will not renew, okay. So that is said to be as non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resource have its certain limits, okay, but natural resources, renewable resources, again and again we are getting it, okay. On the earth, water, air, plant and animal are some renewable resources. Example of renewable resources are water, plant, animals, all these things are soil, all these things are renewable resources. We are not making the soil, we are not making the air, okay. So this is a renewable resources. So air, whatever we are breathing, okay. So again still our surrounding is full of air, okay. So how it is full of air? It is renewable, it is getting renewed, okay. So they are not likely to get exhausted because they are renewed continuously by nature. So they are not exhausted, they are exhausted means it is not getting vanished, okay. So although we are using plenty of air, okay, plenty of air, but it is not getting exhausted, it is renewed in a nature itself, okay. Automatically it is getting renewed in the nature itself, okay. Abundant of air we are getting it. Minerals are fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are like coal, petroleum, all these things are crude oil, all these things are fossil fuels, okay, natural gas, okay. On the other hand are non-renewable resources. Petroleum once we use, okay, so after use, excess of usage of petroleum, okay, so it has some limitations, okay. After the use of a petroleum, excess use of petroleum will reduce the quantity of the petroleum on the earth. So it is non-renewable, okay. So certain limits are there, that is the resources which have a certain limit, after using it, it cannot be renewed, okay. So that is called non-renewable resources, we cannot renew it, okay. We might run out of them if we use them up too fast because natural processes cannot renew them fast enough. For all practical purposes, we have fixed or limited amount of these resources. We have a fixed or limited amount, okay, for petroleum, for non-renewable resources. Excess, if we use excess, will not get immediately. For example, we can take like air, okay. So we are breathing air, we are human beings, animals, all living organisms are using air, okay, everyday life, but still it is abundant on the atmosphere. But petroleum is not like that, non-renewable resources are not like that, okay. We are using lots of use of petroleum, okay. So abundant use of petroleum, excess use of petroleum will cause reduction, okay. So reduction of the petroleum on the quantity of the petroleum will be reduced, okay. Future generation may not get the amount of petroleum what we are getting now, okay, if we use excessively. That is non-renewable. So now forest, moving forward towards the topic forest, okay. So forest plays in maintaining environmental balance and the ways in which they are helpful to us. let us recall some of the functions uses of forest. Forest protect the soil, control flood and droughts, help maintain the balance oxygen and carbon dioxide in the air, and regulate temperature and rainfall. So what is the use of the forest? Okay, so forest regulates, okay, atmospheric temperature. Okay, so suppose in cities you don't have any forest, okay, so hardly you will get, I mean metropolitan cities, hardly you will get, I mean trees, okay, very less number of trees you will get, okay, while you go to the forest areas, in which area you will feel, I mean better? So obviously you will feel better in the forest areas, because at that side the climate condition will be pleasant, okay, compared to the city side, okay. So that is because of the what? That is because of trees which regulates, okay, so which regulates, which absorbs carbon dioxide and gives I mean oxygen to the atmosphere, okay. So which regulates the atmospheric temperature. Not only that, forest controls flood and drought, okay. So these things has been controlled. Soil erosion can be prevented by the forest, okay. They provide us with timber, latex, resins and gums. They provide tribal and other villages living near them with the means of livelihood. A forest is also a natural habitat on which the survival of innumerable organisms depends, okay. They not only regulate the temperature of the environment, they not only control the soil erosion. Forest plants not only control the forest, I mean soil erosion. Forests not only regulate the temperature of the environment, they not only, I mean control the flood, okay. In spite of that, they are, I mean they give a living habitat, okay. So living habitat for many animals, okay. So many animals, tiger is not living in our towns or cities, okay. They are living in the forest, okay. That is their habit, okay. That is their habitat, okay. That is their home. Forest is their home, okay. So they are giving shelter to the animals. Forest gives the shelter to the animals. Not only that, forest provides many wood products to human beings, okay, for making house, for building house, for making furniture, all these things, okay, we are getting from the forest trees only, from timber, okay. And many tribals, okay, so many tribals completely depend on the forest food only, okay. So many fruits are grown on the forest. The tribals eat the fruits, they make food and they survive, okay. So these are all the forest, I mean uses of the forest, and the I mean how forest is very important in the in this earth, okay. So deforestation means cutting down of forest, okay, destroying the forest for the purpose for the purpose of human beings. So for the use human beings use, okay, the plants, okay. Cutting down of forest is said to be as deforestation. So what are the effects of deforestation on the environment? The land under forest cover is shrinking all over the world. The forest was affected at the tropical forest of South America, Asia and Africa. Some West European countries and China have managed to reverse the trend and increase the area under the forest cover by afforestation drives. India too has brought down the rate of deforestation and developing plantation, okay. Though deforestation is cutting down of the trees, okay, which causes destruction to our environment, destruction to our earth, okay. So since forest regulates the temperature, first of all, if you cut the forest, the temperature will be not regulated on that area, okay. So it will become warm, okay. The rainfall will be reduced due to the forest, due to the trees. The rainfalls are happening, the transpiration which is happening on the tree, because of that only rainfall happens, okay. So what happens at that time, when the forests are cut it down, okay, for our use, okay, in that area will become barren. Soil erosion will take place in that area. Not only that, many habitat will be destructed, okay. So and in fact, tropical forest of South America and Asia, some West European countries like China are managed to reverse the trend. That means planting even India has also started plantation, okay. So that afforestation, that is planting many trees, okay. That is called man-made forest, okay. If you are planting many trees in a particular area, okay, so in a huge acres of area you are planting lots of trees, okay, that is a man-made forest. Man-made forest is the man is making that forest. Okay, so the man is planting trees, the man are planting trees on that area, and the trees are on that area. Okay, so a natural forest is naturally the plants were present, plants are present on that area. Okay, so nowadays it is on a trend of afforestation because destructions are happening day by day because of our use. Okay, so many uses in our daily life we use many woods. Okay, excess usage of wood. So however, plantation or man-made forest cannot fully made up for the loss of primary or untouched forest. Primary forests have evolved over centuries and have a variety of organisms that modified or man-made forests do not have. Okay, so here although we are planting, okay, although we are afforesting, planting trees, buying afforestation process, okay, doing afforestations, but still we cannot compare man-made forest with the natural forest. Okay, so the natural forest have many habitats, in the man-made forest that will lack. Okay, so the primary resource we cannot satisfy the primary resource of natural forest by the man-made forest. The natural causes for the destruction of forest are droughts, floods, storms and forest fires. However, even this can be caused or triggered by human activities. For example, a major cause of floods which harm forest in Himalayan region is deforestation. Pests also cause a lot of damage to the forest. In 1997 to 1998, for example, 5 lakh sale trees were cut down in Madhya Pradesh due to an attack of wood borers. So here natural causes of destruction of the forest is cutting down of the forest. For cutting down many people are cutting forest for their own purposes, buildings, they are cutting the timbers. Not only that human activities makes to lose the forest to forest to become a barren land. Okay, for example, like major causes, okay, causes of that destruction will be flood, drought. Okay, so many flood, drought, warm temperature, global warming, all these things are the causes of deforestation. When you cut down the trees, all this problem will occur. Okay, so all this problem will take place on the environment very easily. Okay, so every organism have its own purpose on this world. Okay, so every organism have its own purposes. The trees have their own purpose that regulates temperature and many things it does for life. Okay, so in 1997 and 98, 5 lakhs sale trees were cut down. Okay, so in Madhya Pradesh due to the attack of wood borers, in Madhya Pradesh 5 lakh sale trees were cut down in 1997 within a year. Okay, that is 1997 to 1990, within a year 5 lakh sale trees, that means a huge amount of sale trees has been cut down. Okay, that will cause damage to the environment, which causes the damage to the environment. Okay, so obviously deforestation will cause a damage. So extraction of timber. Okay, why do we extract timber? Extract means taking off. Why do we cut the timbers? Okay, what is the purpose of cutting the timbers? Okay, so commercial logging, that is for commercial loggings, that means commercial means buying and selling. Okay, so logging, cutting, commercial logging for timber is one of the major reason for deforestation, for buying and selling purposes to earn money. Okay, so this is the one of the main reason for cutting down, one main reason for the deforestation or extraction of timber plant. Okay, cutting of the timber plant, cutting of the timber plant, extraction, we are extracting the timbers for our use. Okay, we use timber for many things such as building houses and making furniture, cracks, chests and so on, and the requirement for timber keeps going up and growth in population and consumption. Though population is increasing day by day, the consumption of the uses of the timber would also increase. The uses of timber would increase. Many houses are built with the timber, many furnitures are made with timber wood. Okay, so populations are growing. Since the population is growing, the use also it's becoming huge. Okay, the increase of usage of timber becoming increasing regarding to the increase of populations. Okay, so population increasing, usage also is increasing, and deforestation is causing. Okay, increasingly deforestation is also causing. So though the use increases, that means deforestation also happening. Okay, so many timber trees are cut down. Commercial logging or cutting down trees with electrically powered machinery, machines for industrial use destroys forest in many ways. Okay, so for commercial loggings, okay, for our own purpose, for buying, selling, making buildings with the timbers, they use electrical machine to cut down the trees. Okay, huge number of trees cannot be cut down manually. Okay, so hardly manually cannot be cut down the huge number of trees. Okay, lakhs trees can be cut down only the machine only. At that time what happens, particularly the machine is not cutting down the timber only. I mean, while it is while our main purpose is to cut down the timber for our use only, at that time what happens, when machine is used to cut down the timber along the cutting of tree timber, at that time what happens, other plants also get distracted. Okay, so particularly timber plant is here along in a forest. Not only selective plants will be there in a forest, groups of plants will be there, groups of varieties of plants will be there. Okay, so many plants will not be used for our commercial purposes. Okay, timber is used for commercial purposes. Okay, so at that time what happens, when machine cut down the timber, the machine doesn't see whether it is cutting the timber plant or whether it is cutting the other plants. Okay, altogether it is cutting down. At that time timber is used and other plants are just simply wasted, and that is also a destruction. Along with the timber plant, we are destructing the other plant also. Okay, which is not useful for us, simply cutting. Okay, so that makes a huge destruction in the forest, particularly by counting only timber plant. Machinery product cannot cut by counting a timber plant only. By identifying a timber plant, can a machine identify this is a timber plant, I want to cut this only. Here is one timber plant, here is one timber plant. In between you are having lots of plants. Okay, lots of varieties of plants. Okay, so the machine will not cut one timber plant and leaving this other plants, and after that we will go for the second timber plant. It is not like that. Well, the machine starts cutting, it will cut togetherly. Okay, so at that time the forest gets double destruction. Okay, so the forest is destructing day by day for the commercial usage. Okay, so that leads to the soil erosion, wind, pests and so on. That leads to a small island. That small, the huge forest will become a small island, and that leads to the flood, drought and many other distractions. Okay, then not only that, for cutting, not only cutting, the machinery products distracts the machine which is used for cutting the trees will not only distract the forest. Okay, so here building of roads. Okay, so making of roads also allowed the hunters of cutting the trees. Okay, and poachers. Okay, that is trespassers or those who steal the wood. Okay, they are said to be as poachers. Okay, they are encouraged. Okay, the road, if the road is made properly, so obviously they will be, they are the trespassers or poachers, or you can say that hunters of the trees. Okay, they get very easily, they go through the road and they cut down the trees and they bring it up. Okay, so that also encourage the road making, also encourage the encourage the poachers to cut down the trees. Okay, then production of paper. About 80% of food used in the world every year goes into making paper. So paper, so we are using papers. Okay, so have you ever thought how from where the paper came? It came from the trees only. From tree is the base product of the paper making. So about 40% of wood is used in the world to make paper. 40% of wood, think for a huge quantity of wood are wood are used for making papers. A lot of it comes from plantations developed specially for the extraction of wood. However, logging for pulp used to produce paper does causes large scale destruction of forest in many Asian countries, Canada and Alaska. So paper comes from the pulp of an wood. Okay, at that time what happens, for making papers 40% of woods are used, 40% of plants are used. Okay, so at that time what happens, for the only for the pulp, we want only the pulp for making the paper. Okay, at that time the other things are simply destroyed. Okay, so that is also huge destruction, that is also deforestation, useless deforestations. Okay, so cutting down on wasteful consumption of paper could help save trees. So we have to reduce the wasteful consumption of papers. Okay, simply we are writing and throwing the paper. Okay, so without using properly. Sometimes we do what, after writing a copy a copy full of 50 pages, you are writing only 25 or 30 pages. After that you don't write and throw it away, you don't use these papers for the next year, next class. Okay, many people doesn't use that, simply you are wasting the paper. Have you ever thought because of making of paper, okay, so many trees are cut it down, destructions are happening, deforestations are happening. Okay, so when you save paper, so at least some amount of deforestation will be saved. Okay, some amount of deforestation will be reduced. Okay, so cutting down on wasteful consumption of paper could help save trees. According to one estimate, more than 15 million tons of wood is thrown away each year. So 15, according to a research or according to an observation, it has found that more than 15 millions. Okay, it is not exactly 15 millions, maybe more than 15 millions, maybe 20 millions, maybe 16 millions. Okay, so estimation has been done after research or observation. More than 50 million tons of wood is thrown away each year, every year. 15 million of 15 million wood is thrown away, okay, in every year, in a single year. Okay, in the form of disposal papers, in the form of disposal diapers. Okay, so diapers are made of the papers. Okay, so disposable diapers. Okay, like tissues, we use tissues and we throw it out. Okay, after using at once only. Do we use the tissues for repeatedly? No, we don't use the tissues repeatedly. We don't use paper repeatedly. After using once, we throw it away. Okay, so because of one use only, we are destructing our forest. Deforestation happens. Okay, and that causes global warming, many destruction to the environment because of single use only. If you reduce the usage of this or recycle the paper, that time only we can conserve our trees. Okay, conserve our forest. Okay, if we are really concerned about saving trees, perhaps we should go back to the era of cloth diapers and handkerchiefs. Okay, instead of using tissues, using tissues and diapers, we have to use the cloth which can be reused. Okay, washable, which can be washed and reused again. Paper cannot be washed and reused. Okay, so you have to recycle it, the paper. Okay, so to conserve, if you are really if you have really to save the forest, okay, so we have to take these measures, okay, to conserve our forest, to conserve our environment. Okay, so about 80% of paper used in industrialized countries goes into the making. 8% of industries are using using these woods for making towels and tissues. Okay, another way to save tree is to recycle paper. So one way is we have to go to our we have to use the ancient techniques, using the cloths or handkerchiefs, okay, for wiping instead of using tissue. Okay, once we are using and throwing out, instead of using tissue, we have to use a cloth. Okay, that is washed and again it can be used. Okay, instead of using diapers and all these things. Now another way is recycling of paper. We can recycle the paper. Okay, so after using, we have to recycle the paper for the next use, or use waste paper to make new papers. Though many countries are making an effort to do this, only some like Germany and Netherlands have succeeded in recovering enough waste paper to really make a difference. In India, for example, only 18% of waste paper is recovered. So other countries have started the initiative to recycle their paper. The countries are like Germany and Netherlands have succeeded of recycling of paper. Okay, recycled paper are used. Okay, so again they got succeeded in recycling of paper. Okay, but in India, 18% of waste paper is recovered. So 18% of waste paper is recovered. That means we are recovering, we are saving. Okay, so we are saving the waste papers, recycling the waste papers. 18% of papers have been saved, and this accounts for only 30% of raw materials used for making paper. An almost equal fraction of raw materials comes from crop residue, and rest in accounted for by fresh wood and bamboo. So almost equal fraction, equal number of raw material come from the crop, other than it comes from the bamboo or fresh wood, or from the fresh wood. Okay, so now next moving forward with the fuel wood. Okay, how we use wood at our home. Okay, so fuel wood, which gives us energy. In village areas, have you seen cow dung dungs and fires are used for cooking food, okay, so getting energy, okay, in a fireplace, okay. So nowadays it is gas is there, LPG is there, liquid petroleum gas we are using at home. Governments are also providing liquid petroleum gas to villages, but in the remote areas, so in the remote areas of India, okay, so they are still using the cow dung and the wood, okay. That wood of cow dung is said to be as, that wood is said to be as firewood, okay. They burn the firewood, they burn the wood to get the energy to cook food, okay. So in a fireplace wood is still the major source of energy for domestic purpose for the rural poor in developing countries. So in developing countries like India, so India is not a developed country, it is a developing countries. That means in the process of development, okay. So it is not yet completely developed, okay. The process of developing. So in not only in India, in the developing countries, very poor people, we have a very poor people, they don't have enough money to buy the LPG gas, okay, liquid petroleum gas, okay, as we people use liquid petroleum gas, okay. So in rural areas, or poor people, they don't have enough money to use, I mean, LPG, okay. So at that time what happens, they use the wood, they fired the wood, okay, to make to get the energy for cooking food, okay, in a fireplace. They use cow dung also to get the energy, okay, for their domestic purpose, for the not only cooking food, for all the domestic works, okay. 95% of people living in villages depend on wood and cattle dung for their energy needs, okay. So 95% of people living in villages, okay. So the 95% of villagers use what? Firewood, okay, wood and cattle dung, that is cow dung also has been said, okay. Though the collection of fuel wood do not usually cause destruction of dense forest, it can degrade open woodlands. Wood and charcoal are used for industrial purposes in some countries. In Brazil, for example, the steel industry depends heavily on charcoal. So wood and charcoal are used in the industry also, okay, not only for the domestic purposes, in industries also wood and charcoal has been used. Charcoal is I mean, burning of wood produced by heating wood in the absence of air. When I mean when you burn the wood in the absence of air, at that time what happens, charcoal comes out, okay, black color, okay. So the charcoals are used, especially in Brazil, it is used in the industry, okay, for getting energy. So other resources, the conversion of forest into cropland and pastures is another reason for destruction of forest. The croplands for growing crops, okay. So we for growing crops we need crops, okay, and pastures, okay, for grazing for grazing cow, okay. So in a land, okay. So what happens, that causes destruction to the, while we want to grow crop, at that time what we do, we cut down the trees, okay. So after cleaning that area only we start cropping, okay. So that also causes destruction to the forest. Shifting cultivation is a traditional agricultural practice followed in many parts of Asia. So shifting cultivation, which is a very traditional agricultural process, and it is followed in most of the countries of Asia, okay, most of the parts of Asia, Africa and South Africa. The practice consists of clearing a part of forest by cutting down and burning the vegetation and growing crops on the cleared land, and then moving on to the another part of the forest when the soil gets exhausted, okay. So this process, shifting cultivation is cutting down, okay. So I mean, presently the cutting down of forest, cutting down of plants in that particular field where we want to grow crops, okay. After that, after cutting down, the people burns the, I mean, trees, okay, present over there, and after burning and cleaning that field, they will grow the crops, okay, in that area. If the soil fertility get exhausted, if the soil fertility gets vanished, at that time they move on to the other place, and again they will cut the people cuts the field, okay, the people cuts the forest or a plant which is present on another particular area for shifting cultivation for growing crops, okay. That also causes destruction. Once you cut and burn, obviously next time without afforestation, without the plantation of tree here, automatically plant will not grow, forest will not take place, okay. So for this reason, for growing crops and grazing cattle, okay, grazing cattle also, like if you are leaving cow and cattle over on a place, okay, planted areas, and the cows and cattle, the cow, cattle and sheep, goats, all are eating the plants, okay. So that is called grazing, okay. So eating up, that also destructs the forest. The practice consists of clearing a part of a forest by cutting down and burning the vegetation and growing crops on the cleared land and then moving on the other part of the forest. Earlier, people would follow this practice in harmony with nature. They would leave the exhausted soil fallow for 20 to 25 years. This way, the vegetation would grow back and fertility of the soil would be restored. With the growth in population, people are returning to the original piece of land much earlier. They are also clearing larger and larger part of the forest. This has led to the large scale destruction of forest in Northeast India. So what happened in a shifting cultivation, olden days, okay, the ancient days, what they used to do in a shifting cultivation, after growing crops, after harvesting the crops, they leave that barren land for 20 to 25 years. Okay, so at 20 to 25, within a 20 to 25 years, okay, the plant will grow up. Okay, so but nowadays it is not like that. Okay, due to the shortage. Okay, so in many areas, in many empty places, buildings are, the buildings, okay, man-made buildings, okay. So because of the, lesser, shortage of, because of the increasing population, consumption is more, okay. So shorter time, more production, okay. Within a short period of time, people need more productivity, more productions. Again, they are returning to that, that field, okay. So which is causing destructions, okay. So again, it is not the, for the plants are not getting enough time to grow up in that field, okay. So that causes destruction to the environment. The conservation of forest into pasture land has destroyed forests mostly in South and Central America. In countries like Brazil and Venezuela, large areas of forest land have been covered into grazing ground for cattle in order to export meat to Europe and North America. So grazing land, okay, so they started grazing in the countries like Brazil and Venezuela. Large areas of forest are grazed, okay. So the cattle and the cows graze that area in the production of, in the for exporting the meat, okay. So for exporting the meat to Europe and North, okay, Europe and America, okay. So what their main export is meat, okay. So they are exporting, since they want to grow the cattle, they need to, the cattle and the sheep and cows, they need what, they need food, okay. So they live on a land, okay, for grazing, okay. So that also causes destruction. The conservation of forest into plantation of cash crops and timber trees has also destroyed natural forest. One of example is Nilgiris in India. So here the conversion of forest in plantations, okay, for the cash crop, okay. So for the crops, for the cash crops, okay, for timber plants, okay. So for we need a timber plant for our use, okay. So we are cutting down all these things, so that makes the destruction of forest also, that makes the deforestation. Development projects like dams, roads and railway also destroy forest, okay. So if you want to develop, okay, in hilly areas, proper routes are not there, okay. So if a government or if any other people want to develop, if you want to develop a road on the hilly area, so obviously you have to cut some trees to build that road, okay. So to build that road, that also causes deforestation, destruction of the forest, okay. So dams, in the same way, dams, when you want to build the dams, at that time also you have to cut the forest, okay. If the dams to be built on the hilly, forest areas, okay. So large dams also cause destruction. So roads, building of roads and making of dams also cause destruction to the forest, that is deforestation. Impact of deforestation, that is the effect of deforestation, how we are getting affected because of the deforestation, because of the cutting down of the trees. Deforestation affects us in many ways. It also has the impact on well-being of the entire living world. Deforestation affects us in many ways, okay. So and numerous ways are there. Deforestation affects us, okay. In the human life is full dependent on the life is full dependent on the forest, I can say, okay. So here the forest, in the first itself I told you that a forest regulates the temperature by consuming carbon dioxide and giving the oxygen. If lots of plants, if you think, imagine if there were no plant on the earth, will you be able to survive? No, it is impossible to survive, okay, because we will not get any oxygen. The plants are only producing the oxygens, okay, and we inhale oxygen. Without oxygen we cannot live. So huge impact will be there. Deforestation causes huge impact on the living organisms. Like first impact is soil erosion. when you cut down the forest, okay, so when you cut down the forest for the commercial purposes, at that time what happens, the root of the tree have the capability to hold the soil, okay, to fix the soil in a particular place, okay. So at that time when you cut down the trees, at that time what happens, at that time after cutting down the trees, the land becomes barren, and because of the flood and because of the wind, heavy wind, okay, what happens, soil erosion takes place. Erosion means going washing away from one side, okay. So soil erosion, that is the one of the major impact, okay, or major impact of deforestation on the environment. So the soil will be exposed for the erosion. While you cut down the trees, the root the plant fixes the soil in a particular place, and after cutting down, what happens, it will be unable to fix the, okay, so it is unable to fix the soil, and the soil will be exposed to erosions, exposed to flood and winds, okay. So the flood will wash away the water will wash away the soil from that place, or the wind will blow the soils from that place, okay. That is an erosion. That also one of the erosion. The Thar desert in northwest of India, for example, was once a fertile land. Deforestation was one of the reasons that turned this region into barren desert. Thar desert, you have heard about the name Thar desert, okay. So Thar desert, once it was a fertile land, once it was full of plants. Fertile lands here means full of plants and full of plants, okay, full of forest, full of plants, okay. So after what happened, deforestation only made that make that place into a desert, okay. So now nothing, desert, in a desert nothing will be grown, okay. So it remained as a barren land, okay. So deforestation only caused that made that place as a desert, okay. So losing of plants. Then another impact is flood and drought, okay. So what happens, to check the flow of rainwater, the mountain slopes and uplands are deforested. The water rushes down and causes river to overflow and flood lower lands. The slit carried by the water from denuded slopes chokes river and aggravates the problem of flooding. So what happens, as I told you that forest regulates, okay, forest causes the flood and the drought also. How does it causes, okay. So if in a hilly areas plants are not there, forest is not there, which is not able to hold the soil in a fixed position, at that time what happens, the mountains, the soils will slope down, okay, and fall into the river, and it blocks the water to go away. At that time excess flow of water causes flood, okay, which is very destructive. Because of the deforestation, the flood caused, okay. So it blocks the path of the water to flow in a river, okay. So when it slopes down, it blocks it out, okay, by falling on the river it blocks, okay. So that time overflow, the water doesn't have any place to flow and go downward, okay. At that time what happens, the area will become flooded, okay. So overflow of the water is said to be as flood, okay. Deforestation of Himalayas, for example, causes devastation floods in India. So deforestation of Himalayan side areas, Himalayan is full of forest, trees, hilly areas, okay. So in that place, if deforestation took place, what happens, it causes a huge damage, okay. A huge flood causes flood in India, Bangladesh and Pakistan every year. Siltation of river not only causes flood but harms fishes and waterways. Deforestation in Panama, for example, has harmed the Panama Canal. So deforestation in the Panama has helped in the Panama Canal, okay, led to the harm the Panama Canal. Not only that, not only it flood, okay, the fishermen also, the fisherers also getting affected by the flood, okay. Waterways are also getting affected. Deforestation can lead to dangerous drought also, okay. So deforestation of plants lead to the barren land, okay. The plant root has the capability to fix the soil, fix the water, okay, to make the soil moisture. The plant has the capability to make the whenever rain starts falling, at that time what happens, it falls on the land, okay. In that particular area, what happens, where there is a plant, it holds the moisture in that place, okay. So if you cut down the trees, obviously the moisture will be not there, okay. So it will dry up and it will become a drought place. So example you can take in your home itself, simply no need to go for a forest, okay. So if you have a trees nearby your home, you see where there is a in a certain area, if you see there is no trees, no grasses and nothing is there, simply soils are, there simply sand and soils are there. In one area if you see a single plant also is there, and after raining what will you find? Okay, so this barren area where there is a no plant, okay, so what happens? It gets dried up very easily compared to the area where there is lots of plants or a single plant, that because the plant can hold the moisture and the soil also. Okay, so the air, the water in that area, planted area, doesn't get evaporated so easily. Okay, it is getting evaporated in a slow process. Okay, because the plant, root of the plant is holding the moisture, okay, and the soil as well as the soil also. So compared to the barren areas, the barren area will be getting dried up. So okay, this leads to the drought. If you cut down the huge amount of trees, deforestation happens. At that time what happens? The land becomes barren, or the land gets cracked without any moisture, because it doesn't have the capability to hold the moisture, because plant is not there. Okay, so forests are not there. Okay, at that condition the land gets cracked, okay, and it becomes drought. Okay, where no crops will be grown, no animals will graze over there, no animals, no living beings can live without any food, okay, and water. Okay, so that place becomes a drought area, the the dried place. Okay, so dried, the place will be dried. Now climate change, how forest changes the climate. Over 95% of water absorbed by trees from the soil is released into the air during transpiration. So about 95% of water absorbed by trees from the soil. Okay, so the soil is absorbing water from the soil. Okay, so sorry, the plant is absorbing water from the soil. At that time what happens? Transpiration takes place. As the water moves towards, transpiration means evaporation of the water from the plant. Okay, so plant's leaf surface, okay, through a stomata it is getting evaporated. That is called transpiration. Transpiration process is happening, okay, because the plant is absorbing the water from the soil, and transpiration process is happening in a regular day. This increases rainfall and brings down temperature in the region around a forest. Naturally, when a large area is deforested, there are changes in the climate of that area because of the transpiration. Okay, the environment is getting cooled. Okay, so water is getting evaporated. Because of this transpiration only, it traps the rain. Okay, so compared to the compared to the other areas where there is no forest or no trees present, no, in hilly areas or the areas which is having a forest, okay, that in that place what happens? Rainfalls often, okay, because of the transpiration only, and which regulates the atmospheric temperature. Because of transpiration, atmospheric temperature is getting regulated, okay, which gives us a pleasant feeling, which doesn't give us a warm feeling. Okay, so you can compare by yourself also village areas. Okay, so nowadays deep village, the rural areas, okay, compared to the cities, compared to the metropolitan cities, village areas having at least trees, okay, compared to the cities. Okay, so in that area or a hilly area, you go to the Himalayan side. Okay, so the forest areas, okay, hilly areas, lots of forests and lots of trees are there. Okay, so usually you will find a pleasant climate over there compared to the desert areas. Desert areas will be very much hot. You cannot survive in that area because there is no plant. If there is no plant, then regulation of temperature will not happen. Okay, so we cannot cool, the environment cannot be cooled, okay, by the transpiration. Okay, so the rain also in the desert areas, hardly they get rain, okay, due to the lack of the trees. Okay, in the hilly areas they get rain often. Okay, so that also, the plants are also very much important for regulating temperature of the atmosphere. Deforestation can also lead to global changes in the weather pattern by increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in the air. Okay, so not only because of the transpiration, environment is getting a little bit cooled down, but when you deforest, okay, so when the plants are cutted down, at that time what happens? Consumption of oxygen, inhaling, what we are inhaling oxygen, we are exhaling carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is warm. Okay, so consumption of carbon dioxide will get reduced, and that carbon dioxide will get trapped into the atmosphere, which will result into a global warming. Okay, so nowadays we are facing a global warming day by day. Forests are getting cutted down. Okay, so the day by day we are cutting the trees for our commercial purposes without thinking anything, without thinking the future generation about it. Okay, we are cutting, we are selfishly selfishly we are cutting the trees, okay, for our use only. We are not thinking about next what will happen, okay. So at that time what happens, when trees are cutted down, the consumption of carbon dioxide will reduce, okay. The tree doesn't have, if the huge amount of trees which were present earlier have cutted down, now the consumption of carbon dioxide, the quantity of carbon dioxide which we are exhaling out, okay, that will be trapped in the atmosphere, okay. That will not be consumed by the plant, because plants are getting reduced, the forests are cutted down, okay. That will cause global warming, warm on our atmosphere, warmness on our atmosphere, okay. So that results, deforestation also results into global warming. When trees are used as fuel, the carbon locked in them and released into the air as carbon dioxide. Even when they are used as timbers for other purposes, the branches and leaves rot and carbon dioxide is released into the air. It is estimated that destruction of tropical forest alone accounts for more than 25% of carbon dioxide released into the air and annually. So what happens here? When the trees are cutted down, the waste trees, when we are burning, okay. So the trees are carbon dioxide. This is a carbon dioxide log, okay. So carbon log, okay. So carbon log, when it get burned, at that time what happens? It produces lots of huge amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. Not only living beings exhale the carbon dioxide, by burning the wood also, by burning the unnecessary products or which have a carbon logged, okay. So locked in it, the tree, the wood have a carbon locked in it, okay. Unnecessary things we are burning, okay. So that produces carbon that produce carbon dioxide, and in the atmosphere the huge amount, the quantity of carbon dioxide gets increased, carbon dioxide get increased, okay. So in the so here accounts for 25% of carbon dioxide released in the air annually. So by burning the carbon locked products, 25% of carbon dioxide is released, okay, unnecessarily released in the atmosphere, which causes destruction only. Now, global warming is believed to be causing uncharacteristically frequent and severe cyclone floods, droughts and forest fires across the world. So global warming, increases the warmth of the earth, increases the warmth of the earth, okay. So which causes flood, cyclones, floods, droughts and forest fires, okay. Forest fires also is caused due to the global warming, warmth, okay. Excess warmth causes the fire. For example, you can say affecting plants and animals in polar regions. Polar region is very much cold, okay, the icy place, okay. There at that places nowadays penguins are reducing, okay. So penguins, why penguins are getting reduced? Because at that place, whatever, because of the global warming. Due to the global warming, what happens? The ice are getting melted down and the waters are flowing in the other regions, okay. So which causes the flood, okay. So in that area ices are getting melted down, and the life of the species, life of the organisms which who were living on the polar regions, they are getting extinct, they are getting vanished, okay. So this also, the global warming, the deforestation increases the global warming, and the global warming causes destruction to the environment. Not only to the environment, it causes destruction to the living beings. It is taking the life of the many species, okay. So by melting ice, by flood, by drought, okay. So these are all the destruction, okay, main reason or the impact of deforestation on our environment. So now economic impact, how deforestation impacts our economy, okay. So the destruction of forest takes away the means of livelihood of the tribal and other villages who live near them. This has happened in many parts of India, and now the people and the government have got together to save forest under the Joint Forest Management Program. So economically, deforestation makes economical impact, okay, economic impact on our economic impact, lively. It has imbalanced the lives of villagers, tribal tribal peoples, okay, those who are living on the hilly areas, imbalanced, okay, their life, where the peoples are living in village, tribal people are living in hilly areas, forest areas. If you cut down the forest, their lives will be getting affected, okay, so economically affected, okay, so those who are living near the forest areas, okay, they will not get proper food from the forest areas. They will be not able to survive properly, okay, in that particular area where there is the tribals will be not able to survive in that particular area where there is no forest, because they are completely dependent on the forest products only, okay. So we are completely not dependent on the forest products, okay. So we earn, we do many things, we earn and we buy from the shop, but they are unemployed. We are completely dependent on the forest areas only. The tribals and the villagers, okay, they get food from their forest, they get wood materials for firewood, for cooking, for getting energy, everything from the forest only. So economically their lives will be getting affected, okay, while deforestation takes place. Then the villagers and the government of India, started to save forest, started to save, by thinking over all these things, all the destruction of the, all the destructions. The government of India and the villagers have jointly, started to save the forest, okay, under the joint forest management program. So they have made a management program to save the forest, okay, which will. Excessive logging for the production of timber can lead to the shortage of wood in even countries which are rich in forest. So excess of using anything will reduce only, excess of using, okay. Suppose I am having some limited quantity of rice, okay. So assume that this rice, if being a single person, 1 kg of rice I am taking within a week, okay. So if I use excessively, I have some limited amount to eat per day, okay. So this much only my stomach will be, my stomach will take. If suppose some other guest comes at my home, okay, within that 1 kg will go for how many days? Maybe for 3 to 4 days, which used to go for me 1 week, okay. Excess of consumption, excess of taking food, okay, excess of taking not only food, excess of taking anything will reduce the quantity of the product, okay. The same way, excess of cutting down the trees will cause destruction and will cause the productivity of the plant, okay. Excess of logging, excess of cutting down the trees, the areas, the countries which are rich in forest, have lots of forest, will one or another day will not have that forest, okay. So excess usage will cause that destruction to anything, not only the forest. Excess uses cause destruction to any materials, okay. So any materials, okay, anything, not only forest. If we excessively if we use water, so obviously we'll have scarcity of water. So excess of use is not good, okay. Limited usage should be done. Then Nilgiris and Ivory Coastal have already used up 80% of their rainforest and 80% of their rainforest and might soon have to import timber in logging countries at the present rate. Having realized these countries like India, Russia, the US, Japan and Indonesia have started developing plantations on a large scale to meet their timber needs without destroying forest, okay. So cutting down of forest, cutting down of timber trees, okay, so have reached 80% on the rainforest, 80%, okay, in the Nilgiris and Ivory Coast, okay. In the Nilgiris and Ivory Coast, 80% of timbers has been cutted down, okay, only 20% remained, okay. By seeing this, other countries like India, Russia, US, okay, they started plantation, okay, they started planting trees, that is afforestation, to reduce the destruction of the forest. They started planting timber trees, okay. So after planting they cut, again they plant in that area after they cut, okay, so that it is getting what, once they are taking the use, once they are cutting the timber plants, again they are going the timber, again they are planting the timber trees on that area, okay. So that area is not left barren for a long days, okay. So to reduce the destruction of the forest, okay. So by seeing this, by seeing the usage of other countries, okay, they have planned to reduce the destruction, like this they are reducing. Then habitat destruction, how deforestation causes their damages to the habitat of other animals. So obviously many animals have, okay, though we are living inside the house, the animals live in the forest, okay. So this is the habitat of animal. Forest is the home of animals, home of many animals, tiger, lions, elephants, many other insects, many other organisms, okay, many other living organisms. This is the place where they live. Suppose if you go to their forest and you cut down the forest, where they will go, where the animals will go? They don't have any places, so they come to the village areas and they destruct the crops, okay, because you have destructed their habitat, because the people have destructed their forest, okay. So they will get disturbed, okay, they don't have any place to live, so they travel from that forest to the village areas, okay, and they cause destruction to the villages. Sometimes they eat the people also, okay. So sometimes the tiger attacks many human beings in the villages. Have you heard about tigers are, I mean, found on the village areas, on the crop field? Why they are found on the crop field? Because you have cutted down the forest, you have cutted down the, I mean, the people have cutted down the, I mean, forest, a plant, okay, so plant, so they don't have any place to live, that's why they are coming to your place, okay. Suppose if your house is, I mean, broken, okay, by where you will live, okay, so where you will live, you will go to somewhere to live, you will find some other place to live, no, the same way the animals, when you disturb their life habit, okay, when you disturb them, when you disturb their home, okay, life food, okay, when you disturb their livelihood, so obviously they will get disturbed and they will travel to another place, okay. Okay, so that causes destruction, a huge destruction, okay, imbalance of life, okay, that causes the imbalance of life, okay. So this is the reason you find where many tigers are coming into the village areas. Many found that tigers, wolves can be seen in the villages, okay. Why they are seen in the villages? Because we are destructing their habit, we are destructing their forest, okay, where they used to live. So the impact, huge impact will be there and imbalance of life happens there. So now fossil fuels, okay. Coal, petroleum and natural gas are called fossil fuels as they are formed by what is known as fossilization of living organisms. Fossils are remains of plants and animals trapped between layers of rocks. What is fossil, okay? So fossils are the remains of plants and animals billion years ago, okay. So plants and animals which got buried underneath, okay, underneath of the earth, okay. So they formed as a rock. They may with the help of atmospheric, with the help of many pressures, with the acting of many bacteria on that, okay. So on the plant and animals which were, I mean, which were buried underneath of the earth long ago, millions of years ago. So that, I mean, things nowadays, that things are said to be as a fossil fuels, okay. The fossil fuels are like coal, petroleum and natural gas are the fossil fuels, okay. So petrol is obtained, okay. So petrol is obtained from the petroleum, okay. So this is the fossil fuel, this is a petroleum is a fossil fuel. Then formation of coal, how the formation of coal happens, okay. So millions of years ago plant thrived in large shallow swamps. They were buried under the earth owing to some natural phenomena and fossiled in the course of time. A combination of heat, pressure and bacterial action gradually converted these buried remains into coal, okay. So millions of years ago the plants and animals which got buried underneath the earth, that has gone many changes, okay, many changes due to the heat, pressure or acting of bacteria, okay, many changes went on that, okay. That I mean, that things the process, I mean, by undergoing all this process the fossils are formed, okay. So the fossils are formed and it remained the fossils formed into coal, okay. Plant contain carbon compounds. So we know that plant contains carbon compounds. So coal is mainly carbon. So coal is mainly of carbon because it is from plant only, okay. The coal we are getting from the plant products, from the plant only. The plant which has gone many atmosphere, many steps, has gone many actions underneath the earth due to the pressure, heat and all these things, okay. Bacterial action, the phenomenon of bacterial action, the phenomenon of heat, phenomenon of pressure, millions of years ago it has gone some changes. That changes came into a coal. coal, the plant product. Okay, so it has been the plant is composed of carbon only. Okay, so the coal is obviously, if we are getting the coal fossil from the plant only, that will be a carbon. Okay, so however different types of coal contain different amount of carbon. Okay, so there are different types of coals. Okay, different types of coals are having different carbon amount of carbon will vary according to the coal type. But the first step is the formation of coal, has the lowest carbon content and in the most inferior type of coal. Okay, so most inferior type coal, the PET is the first step. Okay, so which is a formation of a coal, the lowest the lowest carbon content and is the most inferior type of the coal. Okay, so it contains the least amount of carbon as a compound compared to the other coals. Okay, so it is inferior, that means low in rank. It is among the different varieties of carbon, among the different varieties of coals. Okay, it is the inferior one. It have the lowest rank because amount of carbon is least in that coal. Okay, so in that coal, it was formed by the action of anaerobic bacteria on plant remains buried and swarms. Okay, so anaerobic okay, so anaerobic bacteria, this coal has been produced because anaerobic bacteria has acted upon it. Anaerobic means without any air, without the action which is going, the bacteria which is acting in the absence of oxygen, in the absence of air. Okay, that is said to be as anaerobic bacteria. So the anaerobic bacteria are acting on the plant products millions of years and they made a coal. Okay, so that is the coal which is have least amount of carbon. It is the inferior one. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions pushes decomposed remains of plants under the ground. As they sank, they experienced tremendous pressure and temperature which drove out gaseous products from the remains. This increases their carbon content, a process known as carbonization. Okay, so earthquake and volcanic eruption. The earthquake and volcanic eruption, what it did, it sank down all the plants underneath the ground. Okay, so it suppress all the it pushes down. Okay, so it pushes down the plants underneath, and after that what it gets, the plant gets sank. Okay, the plant gets sank and they experience tremendous pressure on that, lots of pressure, a huge number of pressure has been acting on it, and temperature. Okay, so temperature also, huge number of variation of temperatures, variation of tremendous of pressure, and then experienced tremendous of pressures and temperature. Many things are happening on that. Okay, so which drove out gaseous products from the remains, which has been taken out the gaseous products and the remains. This increases carbon content, a process known as, this process increases the carbon content and that is known as carbonization. The lower the remains sank, the more their carbon content increases. The product which is getting sank deeper and deeper. Okay, so deeper and deeper. The deeper the product, the deeper the the material, the deeper the plant goes down because of the because of the atmospheric pressure, because of the earthquake, volcanic eruption, the carbon content will increase. The deeper it goes, the deeper the material goes, the content, the amount of carbon will increase. Okay, the best quality coal known as anthracite. The anthracite is thus formed at greater depth. Okay, it is formed in a greater depth, that is bituminous coal and lignite. Okay, they have a numerous carbon content. Okay, numerous carbon compound, lots of carbon compound in that, which have a lower carbon content. Apart from carbon, coal contains some compounds of nitrogen and sulfur. Not only carbon, the coal contains some amount of what? Nitrogen and sulfur also. Formation of petroleum and natural gases. How do petroleum and natural gases are formed? The same way how the fossils are formed. But the thing is here, marine organisms are deposited. Okay, so inside underneath the earth. Let us see now. Petroleum is also said to be as crude oil. Crude oil is other name of petroleum, or we can say it is a crude oil. Is found deep under the earth between layers of rocks, which is found under the earth, deep under the earth. Okay, in the layers of rocks there will be a layers of rocks. Okay, so it will be found deep inside the rock. Okay, so the name of petroleum in Latin, petra means rock and oleum means oil. So petra means is a rock and oleum means oil, the Latin word. Okay, so petroleum. Natural gas often found in association with petroleum consists mostly of methane. So, natural gas is found mixed with the petroleum, okay, and which is mostly, which it contains mostly methane only, that is CH4. Both formed from the remains of marine organisms that died and collected on the floor of the seas millions of years ago. The remains were decomposed by bacterial action and were buried under the layer of the sediment. So, both marine organisms, when they got buried millions of years ago, when they got buried under the soil, okay, sediment, so many bacterial actions went on that, okay. So, after the bacterial action, after million years of the deposition, at the time what happens, the natural gases are formed, okay. So, natural petroleum and natural gases are formed. The remains were decomposed by bacterial action and were buried under the layer of sediment. Deep under the earth, high pressure and temperature liquidified a part of the products of decomposition and changed the other into gases. The liquid called petroleum seeps through the porous rock till it meets non-porous rock. So, liquid from the petroleum which comes out, okay, it seeps into the porous rock, it gets absorbed into the porous rock until it meets the non-porous rock, okay. The porous rock, it is having a small holes on it, okay. Through that the petroleum is getting absorbed, the liquid of the petroleum is getting absorbed, and until it is getting collected at that level where non-porous rocks are there, where the rocks will not allow to where that non-porous rocks will hold the petroleum, okay. So, it will not absorb the petroleum. So, until to the porous rocks it is passing through, and until it meets the non-porous rocks, it is getting collected on the place of a non-porous rocks where there is no pores, no small holes to seep it down, okay. It collected over water which had speeded through the porous rocks. The gaseous products called natural gas collected over the petroleum. The natural gas has collected from over the petroleum, okay. In some cases, oil speeded through rocks and some reservoirs changed location. Some ceased to shift it. As a result, oil reservoirs are found not only under seas but also under land also. So, here the oil reservoirs not only found under the seas, it can be found under the soils, under the land also. So, the soil petroleum can get under the land also. So, here the porous rocks are drilled with the help of oil rig. How we are taking out the oils, okay, how we are taking out the petroleum liquid, okay, by using oil rig, okay. So, oil rig only we are using oil rig to drill out the oils, okay. So, when oil is stuck, it gushes out due to the high pressure inside. Due to the high pressure, it drills out the oil from underneath the underneath the land, underneath the sea, okay. So, natural gas also comes out and can be directly transported through pipes. At that time, the natural gases are getting the natural gases also starts to coming up while we are drilling, while we are taking out the oil from the petroleum. The natural gas also comes out and we can supply this natural gas through the pipe, okay, collect through the pipe only. When the pressure inside reduces, the oil is pumped out. The crude oil is transported to oil refineries for processing. Here the crude oil is used in the oil refineries for the processing purposes. Utilization of fossil fuels. How we utilize the fossil fuels? More than 70% of the world's energy requirement are met by fossil fuels. Okay, so 75% of world energy requires fossil fuel. Okay, so 75% of energy is made up from the fossil fuel only. So, fossil fuel plays a huge, tremendous role in the role on our earth. Okay, when we speak of energy required, we maintain commercial energy or energy that is bought or sold and not the energy from crop residue. Okay, so now we are not getting the fossil, we are not use fossil fuels are not got from the cow dung or crops residues. Okay, so it is naturally the fossil, from the fossil only we are getting it. So, of the fossil fuels, petrol meets 30% of the worldwide requirement of energy. In the Indian context, however, coal is the most important fossil fuel, fulfilling over 65% of our energy needs. In India, coal is the one of the most important fossil fuel which fulfills our energy. Okay, 65% coal is used for our need. Okay, for creating energies. Okay. Fossil fuels meet 90% of India's commercial energy requirement. A large amount of energy used in the world, about 30% goes into producing electricity. Okay, so electricity, for producing electricity 30% of fossil fuels are used, okay, in India. This has not been shown separately. In India, 75% of total amount of coal used every year goes to the produce electricity in thermal power stations. 75% of coals are used coals are used to produce electricity in thermal power stations. Okay, coal, petroleum and natural gas have other uses too. Coal tar, coal gas, coke and ammonical liquor are produced by the destructive distillation of coal. So coal tar, coal gas, all these things are produced in the destructive distillation, the process of separation. By separating we are getting it, all these things. Okay, the process consists of heating coal is the absence of air. The heating coal happens in the absence of oxygen, with the help of anaerobic bacteria. I told you anaerobic bacteria acts on the decomposed plants, okay, decomposed materials, okay, then only fossil fuels are formed. That is the bacteria which is acting in the absence of oxygen, in the absence of air. Okay, coke is used for the extraction of metals coke is used for extraction of metals from the ores. Ore is an impure, okay, impure materials from where metals are extracted. Okay, coal gas is used in industries and coal tar is used for surfacing rods and ammonical liquor for the production of fertilizers. For the production of fertilizers, coal tar is used. Okay, now problems of over utilization. So what are the problems after over utilization of the products? Okay, if you use, over utilization means excessive use. Okay, excessively if you use anything, it will get destructed, it will get reduced, the quantity of the product will get reduced. The world's present reservoir of fossil fuel took million years to form. Okay, so fossil fuel takes millions of years to form. Okay, millions of years ago plants and animals got buried under earth due to some phenomenon, atmospheric phenomenon, due to some pressure, due to some heat, due to some acting of anaerobic bacteria. After million years only we are getting fossil fuels. Okay, so if we are using excessively petroleum, if we are using excessively, what will happen? The quantity will get reduced. Okay, excessive usage will reduce the quantity of the fossil fuels. At that time what happens? Another million years it will take to form it again. Okay, so and we don't give that time. Excessively we are using. Okay, very excessively we are using. Okay, that causes destruction, that causes the reduction of the petroleum, that causes the reduction of the fossil fuels. Okay, fossil fuels. Yeah, this is no hard and fast estimate of how long fossil fuel will have. We don't have any estimation the way we are using the fossil fuels nowadays. Okay, because the population is increasing, the usage also though the population is increasing, the usage also is getting increased. Okay, so we don't have but the scientists and the inventors don't have that idea that remaining fossil fuel will go how long. Okay, how many years it will go. It may last for 200 years, natural gas, or 200 to 300 years also, or maybe 100 years also. There is no accurate, nobody can say accurately, the scientists cannot say accurately the remaining fossil fuel will go up to this much year only, because excessively we are using it and excessively it is getting reduced, though it takes long time to form. Okay, so it is not like that within one day the fossil fuels the materials are getting converted into fossil fuels. It takes millions of years to form a fossil fuels. Okay, then distribution. Another problem with over dependence of fossil fuel is that all countries of the world do not have equal reservoir of fossil resources. So all countries doesn't have the equal amount of fossil fuels deposited on the earth. Okay, some countries may lack the fossil fuel deposition of fossil fuel, that doesn't have. Some countries will have huge amount of fossil fuels on their land. Some countries have the average amount of fossil fuel on them. At that time what happens? the country which requires the petroleum or fossil fuel for their energy, for to produce the energy, they will buy this from the other country. Okay, the country which is having the enormous number of fossil fuels, what they do, they sell that fossil fuel to the country which is not having. That is also reducing. Okay, so I am using for my purpose, the country which is having a fossil fuel using for his own that country people. Okay, and it is selling also, then think double, it is using in a double, it is not conserving the fossil fuel. Okay, not thinking to conserve that, it is selling it to the other country, it is running the other country also, and it is running their own country energy with the fossil fuels. That also causes the destruction of the fossil fuel. Okay, reduction of the fossil fuels. So here we can say India, for example, is rich in coal reserves. India have coal reserves more. Okay, it is the 14th largest producer. So India is the 14th largest producer of the coal. Okay, but it does not have sufficient petroleum reserves. India doesn't have sufficient petroleum reserves. Okay, it has to import 1/3 of petroleum. It needs have to buy, import from 1/3 of petroleum. Okay, India have the largest number of coals, that is 14th reservoir, or India is having 14th production of the coal, 14th number. It is standing on a 14th number for the coal production. But at the same time, petroleum is not there in India. It is a less number of petroleums are found in India. Okay, so they are importing for their country. Okay, so from other countries they are importing the petroleum. Okay, other countries are selling it. Okay, for India's need. About 70% of world's petroleum reserves are in Middle East. 70% of world petroleum are found in Middle East, like Saudi Arabia, then Kuwait, then Iran, Iraq, Libya, Russia, China, Siberia, Canada and US and other countries have large oil reserves compared to the India and compared to the other countries. They have a large, huge amount of petroleum in them. Okay, petroleum in that countries. Most of the oil produced in India comes from Assam. So as in India, petroleum, most of the petroleum come from Assam, Gujarat and Arabian Sea of the coast of Mumbai. Okay, Jharkhand, the coal producing states in India like Jharkhand, Orissa, then West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh produces the coal. Okay, so China, Siberia, Russia, Ukraine, Germany, Poland and UK and US, Canada, Australia have major coal reserve like India. Okay. Then pollution, the extraction, processing and utilization of fossil fuels pollute air, water and soil. So the extraction of the coal, okay, so the some process will be going on extraction of the coal. Okay, that causes our environment to get polluted. Okay, and now alternative energy sources. So though the petroleum, coal and the fossil fuels are getting reduced day by day because of the excessive use. Okay, because of the overpopulation, because of the overpopulation, excessive uses are taking place. Okay, because of the excessive usage, the fossil fuels are getting reduced, the quantity of the fossil fuels are getting reduced. Okay, that is why alternatives has been found to use. Okay, many alternatives to conserve, to save the fossil fuels, alternatives are used. What are the alternatives? Let us see. Biomass energy. Biomass energy is one of the alternative energy to biomass energy is one of the alternative of the fossil fuel. The energy derived from the biomass energy is derived from the plant and animal excreta, that is waste products of the plant and element is referred to as biomass energy. Crop remains slug from sewage, municipal waste, cattle dung and so on can be turned into gaseous fuel in biomass plant. Okay, the remains of the crops, cow dung, cattle dung, all these things are collected and turned into a gaseous fuel, okay, in a biomass plant. Okay, so inside the plant, bacteria act on the waste materials to produce a gas inside that plant. Okay, so inside that place what happens, the bacteria will act to produce a biomass gas. Okay, and that gas contains what, which is mostly methane. Okay, So this gas is used directly as fuel used to produce electricity. The biomass gas is used to produce electricity. This source of energy is being used increasingly in rural India, in rural place. This kind of process are increasingly used in rural sites of the India. Then hydroelectricity, the power generation by utilizing the energy of flowing water. Hydroelectricity, the energy which we get from water. Okay, so electricities are produced through the flowing water. For force of the flowing water, from the force of the flowing water, the electricity has been produced. About 25% of power generated in our country comes from hydroelectric power stations only. That is, the energy which is produced, the electricity which is produced from water has been said to as hydroelectricity. Then solar energy is popular, you know. Solar energy we use at our home also, like solar plates are there. Nowadays solar plates are there. If electricity goes, what happens to the solar plate? Traps the sunlight. Okay, solar plate traps the sunlight and it stores the energy in it. Okay, so we saw that we can use later on. Then solar cooker is there, solar plate is there. Okay, the production of energy from the solar, the production of electricity from the solar light. Okay, so from the light is said to be a solar energy. Now wind energy, the energy which is produced from the wind. Okay, the electricity which is produced from the wind is said to be as wind energy. 70% of total wind generated power produced in the world. Okay, 70% of total wind generated powers are produced from the produced in the world. Okay, 70% of energies are produced through the winds. Electricity are produced from the wind. The windmills are kept. Okay, huge windmills, okay, are kept. Okay, so whenever the wind blows, the fans of the wind will start moving. At that time the electricity is produced, the energy is produced. Now ocean energy, the waves, from the waves and tides, the electricity which is produced from the waves and tides of the ocean are said to be as ocean energy. In European countries, it is used mostly in the European countries. We have not yet managed to tap this source efficiently. So we Indians does much we are not succeeded in ocean energy. The European countries only they produce. Okay, then geothermal energy, geysers are natural fountains of hot water and steam. Geothermal energy is the natural fountain of steam. Fountain means the hot waters are coming out of the earth. Okay, so from that what happens, the electricity is produced. They occur in the place where underground heated by a bed of hot rocks finds its way out through cracks in the surface. The fountains of hot water and steam can be used to generate electricity. The US and New Zealand and Iceland have put this source energy to good use. Okay, so fountains of energy, the geothermal energy, geysers has been this energy has been come from the fountains of hot water. Okay, the hot water from underneath the underneath the earth, what it finds its way through the crack of the earth. Okay, it comes out. From that the energy has been produced. Okay, electricity has been produced. New Zealand, Iceland and USA are making use of this kind of energies. Okay, so alternative fuels, the term synthetic petrol is used nowadays. Okay, synthetic petrol is used nowadays for instead of the fossil fuel. Okay, use means petrol made from sources other than crude oil. The petrols which are made from the sources other than the crude oil, other than the petroleum oil or petroleum. Okay, petrol can be made from coal or natural gases through a complex chemical process. Using some chemical processes the petrols are made. Okay, so it is now the petrols are not getting we are not getting the petrols from the petroleum. Okay, so because of some chemical reactions, using the chemicals we are creating the petrols. Okay, that is said to be as what? Synthetic petrol, synthetic energy, alternative fuels. Okay, a lot of research has been done in recent areas to produce vehicular fuel from vegetable matter and animal fat. Okay, so nowadays what is happening, to conserve our fossil fuel, for the next generation, to reduce the excessive use of the fossil fuel, synthetic fuels are produced. Not only that, the vehicle fuel from vegetable matter, from the vegetable matters also we are getting fuels, and the animal fat also. So ethanol and alcohol. Ethanol is an alcohol made from the decomposition of plants. So when the plants getting decomposed, ethanols are made from that. Okay, that is an alcohol, is being mixed with petrol in several parts of our country. So this ethanol has been mixed with the alcohol has been mixed with several parts of our country with the petrol. For example, and special plantation of plants like Mahua and Jathura are being developed to produce biodiesel. Mahua and Jathura are plants, okay. So the Mahua and Jathura are used for the used for the biodiesels, for the production of biodiesel. That is instead of petroleum products, we are using plants and animal products, okay, to reduce the usage of petroleum, to use usage of fossil fuels, okay. Biodiesel is made from animal fat and vegetable fat. Biodiesels are made from animal fat and vegetable fat, okay. So here to limit the usages, we are using the alternatives, okay. So like this only we can conserve, we can save our fossil fuels. So here ends the chapter. If you have any doubt regarding this chapter, you can contact me at night. Thank you.